Hello, Nyanika and Condor. Welcome. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? I'm like half set up. Oh boy. Welcome to, how long do I last in the infernal heat of my room edition of stream? How's it going, folks? I've been in and out of my room for about an hour or two. Just trying to avoid the heat to get it wafted out. And I can't turn on my fan during stream or it's gonna be blaring loud. So I've reeled up the window. We're trying to make it cool in here, but VR is a little bit of a hot box in the sense that my PC wants to be a heater now. Now its job is converted into like just a full heater, and it has increased this room by about 15-20 degrees. So yeah, how long do we last? Find out. I'm also going to be moving my setup, so we'll be in a new streaming spot soonish. It's 10 degrees. Thank God. No, I would, fam. I would. I need the cold. I need the cold. This heat, this dead heat, it's fucking ass. It's not fun. Not my friend. Not my friend. Oi, oi, oi. It's real shit. Tell you that much. You have nice weather? Okay, y'all don't gotta brag, alright? Y'all don't have to brag about, oh, it's so nice here. I can keep my window open and it's so cold. I need a sweatshirt. I am sweating the dickens. I need to go to a different room to sleep these days because it gets too hot in this one. I genuinely need to either move this bookcase right here, what I'm indicating with my tippy-tapped fingies, right? So this is a bookcase I would need to move because I believe there's an air vent on the back of it. You can sell your sweat as merch. No one's gonna buy that, boy. No one's gonna buy that. That's gross. Ew. You see opportunities? I mean, fair enough, I suppose. I don't see it exactly eye to eye, but investment profiteering type deal. Not me. I just see myself as being hot and not knowing what to do about it. But yeah, we are here in this eco tree-ish world. Really gives off the green vibes, you know? Big ol' cozy. Yapping away on the day. This spot's a bit brighter, so I do enjoy to stay over here. Businessman doing business. Alright, what's your present business then? Express your business model to me. That's not exactly what I meant about that, Condor. Not exactly the intonation, but you know. Oy. I need to drag my water over here. We sell sweat? How does one sell that? Tell me anyone that's gonna buy that besides you. Give me an actual business model. I want it on my desk by Tuesday morning. Yeah, surely. Uh-huh. Surely. buy anything. I guess. I don't know. I buy my Steam games. And occasionally stuff for my VR. But, you know, that's pretty much it. You have plenty of your sweat. See? If you have a successful business model after it, perfect. Me, myself, I don't need to. And it happens that they have money. I know back in the day someone was offering to buy feet pics on Twitter. Everyone would get DMs about it. But I didn't really partake. I don't think I got one. But I know a lot of my friends did. No, I didn't plant the ducks today. You're all good. I took a fat nap. Here's the problem. I woke up. Watched my Doctor Who. Beautiful. Beautiful. Woke up on time. I was active. I was doing stuff. I got to read my book. And then I closed my book. I'm sat here, right here. And it's about 90 degrees in my room. And I lie down and pass the fuck out where I'm standing for 2 hours here. It is but such an energy suck. Like, it's gone. I don't like it. That's why we move instead of to a different room, so it's colder, and I have more versatility with how I can move, because right now my space is from here to here, and that's not a lot of space. But I'll have a lot more where I'm setting up this to do what have you, to pace around, do some random funny stunts. I don't know. Also have this problem. I can be in whatever I want. It don't matter. Who cares? Hey, Guardface. How's it going? I appreciate that, Condor. Thank you. I try to be somewhat entertaining. I can't guarantee I'm all that funny, but I try. But what is this song? Wait, this. I have never heard of that game prior. Okay. Well, I'm learning new things. I am doing okay. To a degree. It's about 90 degrees in my room, so I'm staying on VR for about as much time as I can handle until I sweat myself to death. So it might be a shorter stream today, albeit we're still here, we're still talking, we still vibing. So we're gonna make an attempt. And then yeah, what I'm waiting for to move this entire thing is probably a longer Ethernet cable. Because the one I have, I don't think would fit into the room I'm currently working in. Yeah, I'm cooked, dude. Hang in there. Thank you. Thank you. Salutes. Yeah, some Fahrenheit numbers. Some random Fahrenheit stuffs. Right now outside, it is, I believe when I checked last, it's 80 degrees, but I extrapolate about 10 degrees warmer in my room simply because my PC is running. Which is not very helpful for me. Okay, Condor. Okay, Condor. Calm down. Calm down. You had your bit. You had your moment. Even Cars like, whoa. I do have my window open though, so I hear a bird screaming at me right now. I also have the lights off, so like it's dark in this room. The lights are not producing any heat right now, and yet it is still this dead hot, regardless of what I do. I had a fan going. I have to turn that off for stream. I have the window open currently. There's a slight breeze, but nothing quite substantial enough to be considered influential. And that's about it. Last to leave winds, I don't know. Walls are warmed by the temperature. Most likely. I always feel like I always get the warmest room whenever it comes to summer, or like the coldest room in winter. It always feels like one of the two extremes, which I hate. Like last year, I was within the same parameter, right? And I had worked in Italy, came back here, and I tried using the little VR bit, and my face gasket would fucking melt off. Like the actual glue that he has the face gasket to the plastic that's on the index would slide off. Genuinely, it was that hot. It was awful. Change only the warmed air. I'm on the East Coast. Fuck living on the West Coast. It's too hot there. I'm relatively north, too. If I drive up north for around an hour and a half, I'd hit up Montreal. What side is my room facing? You're at... I genuinely don't know. I have not looked at the scheme of this property for a while. The room's facing west. And you're faced with the rising sun. I mean, I assume that's where the lodge was going, right? East rooms are cooler often? Oh. Interesting. Not something I was all too aware of. Windows where the... See... So it gets warmer in the evenings when it naturally gets cooler because the sun is... See, that's nice. For me, let me see. I'll look out my window and see if I can see the sun currently. I mean, doy, I probably can, but you know. I imagine I can. Hold on. I'm just actually genuinely curious about this now. And let me check. Hold on. The answer may shock you. Quite presently, as of this moment. Oh, what did I change? No. This one. Hi. I cannot see the sun. So, I don't know what that's indicative of, but I presently have no travel plans to the Czech countryside planned. However, I may be in the Netherlands soon enough, so I'll at least be in somewhere Europe. I did a big check of the sun, and it's currently not there. Albeit, I mean, if I open the blind, actually that might be a good call if I open the blind. Hold on. We're gonna do that as well. In lieu of losing my tracking, I only opened it pretty, about, I want to say a third. But I could feel the cool air a little bit, so I was like, I might as well open it slightly. No cool and base traditions? Clearly you haven't had a Dutch Christmas. Buddy. Let me tell you, the elves aren't exactly thems. You sleep there in bed when you get to. You blow up? What do you mean? Gotta wear some gold? What's all this about? Oops, not what I wanted. Lava and ghosts, lava and gas everywhere in the nether. See, I don't think it, or sorry, it, oh, okay, buddy. Okay, I get it now, I get it. Ha ha ha. You got me. Who did give me? Good job. Look how pretty this is. It's quite nice. Wow. I do reside in that place occasionally, yes. Mm-hmm. Maybe the blinds are just heavy. Currently, it's somewhat cooler in here. Maybe it's because my the wind is hitting my knees, which is kind of helping. That's why I like standing up here, because the wind is like hitting my knees, like here, like that's nice. My face, however, no, get nothing. Yeah, I see. I mean, I'd just be sat in chat here for the most bit. Do have small community, which is quite nice. That is posting goddamn pineapple pizza in the IRL Pix channel, mind you, which I'm not appreciative of. No one's very excited about that one. No, Nico, we don't need to talk about pineapple pizza. Now, where'd you get that emote? Is that a Twitch? That is just a Twitch emote? Ew. Those chunks, you see those pineapple chunks? They're fucking massive. And there's like cheese baked in them. I have to look at it again. Yeah, like the cheese is baked on top of that one. Ugh. Not fun, not fun. Yeah, I just pick off the pineapple. So you're telling me the only thing wrong with a pineapple pizza is the cheese that's on it. So if you take out the cheese, it's fine with red sauce and bread and ham. I suppose ham and pineapple makes sense. Red sauce though, I don't know about that one. You saw the issue of pineapple pizza and decided that the main perpetrator was the cheese on it though. That says a lot. Yeah, Car. My chat really loves pineapple pizza. It's a forfeit that I will have to undergo if I don't stream for 56 days consistently. That's why at the bottom it says month of snack day 44, because this whole challenge has lasted that long. You use sliced pineapple instead of dough. Okay, never mind. Welcome to chat. You're a welcome participant here. It seems like you share in the atrocity or whatever chat wants to decide that's good. What, a pineapple pie? At that rate, you're just like breaching on the territory of actual pies. Like, anyone have like a cherry pie? Those are nice. Or like a blueberry pie, or like a boysenberry pie, or like a key lime. Ooh, that stuff good. Slap. I dare any of y'all to grab one of those and slap marinara sauce and cheese on top of it and tell me that's good. Try me. Do it. boysenberry. No, boysenberry. It's a Californian berry. That was popularized by this place called Knott's Berry Farm. It's like an amusement park-esque thing that's closer related to Disneyland. The main thing that they came up with back in the way long ago was boysenberry. No, it's boysenberry with a B, not a P. Flip it upside down. That's a B. B. Hey, yo, yeah, jammies time. Let's go. Yeah, boysenberry. Exactly. Except not like that. It's B-O-I. I think. I don't know how to spell it properly. It's called bees and birds. No, it's not that. It's an actual fruit. Does no one believe me that boysenberry actually exists? Let's start with that little prompt. It does exist. I'm not like making it up for a bit. It's not made up. It says Earth is not. It isn't flat. Let's start with that. The Earth conspiracy that the Earth is flat. Nope, it ain't. Just heads up on that one. Sorry to burst your bubble, but it isn't. I will tell you straight up, not flat. I'm not crazy. I come up with my own ideas. Or, you know, like, okay, genuinely, does anyone know what rhubarb is? Because, you know, everyone will be like, oh, I like rhubarb pie. What the fuck is rhubarb? Anyone know? When I look right and left, I see... What the fuck type of trippy stuff is that? Okay, Nyani, you can tell me what rhubarb is. It's the stem of a... What? Why is it baked in the pie then? The stem is the edible part? What? Huh? Okay, what does rhubarb exactly taste like? Is there any type of equivalent to like compare it to? Because I genuinely don't know what it tastes like. I've never had it before. What's it taste like? Oh, so it's like a raspberry type tartness? Are we like comparing it to that? Or tartar? Because raspberries are like the tartest thing I can really think of. Kind of sour. Okay. Tart and sour. Silly, crazy, saucy, delulu. Okay, buddy. Okay, buddy. We can calm down on the accusations, all right, friend. All right, friend. All right, buddy. We can take a chill pill. Here, I'm gonna say something controversial. Let me think. Tart green. Oh, okay. So it's. I like green apple. I get you. I get you. All right. Yeah, that'd be kind of nice. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Excuse my brief menuing here. Hold up. I am going to throw you on this tab. Cool. I'm trying to think of a controversial opinion for y'all. So y'all can be like, I'm Delulu. You all say his government's not controlling the weather. Yeah, it isn't. Change us into... The frogs are not gay, last I've heard. I seen them... Okay, this is a long story. But last year... We have a little divot between the field of my home. Like, we have a fence, and then there's like a little, almost a little underside to a hill that fills up with rainwater occasionally. And the fact that it becomes like a little ecosystem river every so often. And during the summers, it's a hubbub of activity, I will tell you that much. And last year, we had a lot of frogs in there. And let me tell you, one day... me and my folks were just chilling on the porch, right? We were just chilling, having a nice old day, and we hear some of the loudest croaks of it possible coming from the little river to the side here, the little river that's grown over the summer. So we're just chilling out there. We just hear these massive croaks, and I'm like, what the hell's going on over there? I take a look, and the frogs are fucking. They're straight on just mating. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm going back inside. Bye-bye. And I just curtail out of there immediately. I'm like, I've seen enough of Mother Nature for the day. We also had an otter in there. It's crazy. I don't know where the otter came from, but we had an otter. I wasn't the one that personally saw the otter, mind you. It was someone else. But the whole neighborhood had like an otter spotting, right? We had an otter spotting. Everyone knew about it, and they were like, we got to find where the otter is. And then once it dried up, the otter left. And it's been very sad. We miss him. Miss him very much. New York crazy ones? They lock you in a rubber room of rats that make you crazy? Jesus Christ. Whoo-wee! Sorry, I lost myself for a second there. Jesus Christ. Tell me that you're not living simulation controlled by aliens. Now that one's a little bit less provable. Anyone here Neil deGrasse Tyson's thoughts on this? Like, there is a genuine possibility we're just like we're just in like a simulation that some alien built on his like motherboard device. I think that's kind of sick. Like, free will, nice and all, but like that would be just some interesting sci-fi shit. Maybe I'm Doctor Who pilled, but that'd be interesting. I don't necessarily believe it, but it's not like out of the realm of possibility. All I say today is true. Now that's a little bit questionable. I'll just say that much. To attack Apple? Isn't there better ways of attacking Apple than recreating a T-Rex? Also, aren't biologists bringing back the woolly mammoth? What's the update on that? Weren't biologists genetically creating a woolly mammoth clone? Wasn't that gonna happen? Or what happened with that? I thought we had a genome sequence of them. I thought woolly mammoth was coming back in fashion. Happening right in front of our eyes? I haven't heard any news about the woolly mammoths yet. Oh, true. Yeah, they did that a couple months ago. I remember seeing that. They were all fuzzy and cute. Aren't they bioengineering a new mammoth though? Isn't that like something they're trying to do? Or maybe I was misunderstanding. Yo, of all the prehistoric creatures to come back, I feel like woolly mammoth is gonna be the GOAT. Bro, go crazy. I love woolly mammoths. If people don't know, elephants and their likewise counterparts are my favorite animals. Big fan of elephants. Big fan of woolly mammoths. They want to change us in the mammoths? Nah, that's a little bit more questionable. I don't know about that one, but I'll be... Alright, Condor, and others in chat that are still here and actively listening to what I'm blabbering on about, because apparently I'm a bit of a chatty Cathy today. If they bring back the mammoth, the woolly mammoth, to a certain population extent where they are prosperous, right? To a certain degree, right? They're controlled, but they're prosperous to an extent. And you got offered to eat woolly mammoth, like a woolly mammoth ribeye. Are you taking them up on that offer? Are you eating it? Are you gonna try? Are you gonna try your Chef Gordon Ramsay's fucking woolly mammoth ribeye? What are your thoughts? See, that one's a little bit more on the nose, fam. Bread if it's not too expensive. Ah, okay. Different but slightly similar question. What's the weirdest food you've ever had? When I was in Italy, this isn't exactly a weird food, but I tried octopus for the first time. It was decent, I liked it. But I remember back when I was a kid, I would go, my family was big campers, right? Blood broth? Ooh, like pig blood? Pig's blood? That type of shit? How'd that taste? Or did you like it? Did you actually eat it, or did you just try it and just like, nope, I'm good? Oh, damn. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, most blood broths and whatnot are pig. At least to my knowledge. Yeah, I imagine it was weird. Wouldn't be exactly my palate. So funny enough, my family, I don't know. I have a lot of weird stories to tell today. I'm like telling a lot of odd stories. Anybody who wants to know more about me should just check out this VOD, because I tell a lot about my life in this VOD. I am the adventurous eater of the family, right? Of my little family, I myself am the most adventurous eater. And that's not saying a lot. Like, genuinely, ever stolen food? No, but I told off my sister when she stole a grape once from the supermarket. That's a different story. However, I was a goody two-shoes growing up, okay? Okay? I still am. I still am a good person. But stolen from someone? Oh, you mean in that context? Small things. Very small things, like a snack. Like I would grab a bit of a bag of snacks. If they weren't being used, mind you, if they've been sat on the shelf for about 5 months, I thought it was okay. I thought it was fair game. I've never been caught, so that just tells you how unvaluable these things I took were. They weren't valuable. Don't worry, Condor. Only steal hearts. You're a heart eater? Oh, damn. That's pretty metal, dude. Not from family or friends. Okay, what if it's like a little tiny bag, like this big? Okay, are you telling me if this little tiny bag's been stuck at the bottom of a bin for 5 months and hasn't been ate, you wouldn't just grab it? You're telling me someone's saving that for a rainy day when it's expired? No, I don't think so. Man, I am vocal today. How y'all doing? You don't know? Maybe. Okay, now you can understand my brain process. But where was I with the other thing? I forget. Yeah, I'm an adventurous eater. I'm the most adventurous eater in my family. I take my family, if I'm doing work and I'm in a different country, like say when I was in Italy and my mother came over, I took her to the weirdest fucking restaurants that I could find. We went to an Indian place. We went to a Nepali place. I didn't do much traditional Italian. I probably went to a seafood place once. I took her to this like Argentinian steakhouse. I will say I wouldn't steal it to make you feel dirty. Wow. Okay, buddy. I did not steal it in cold blood. It was on the shelf, not ate, for 5 months. You can't tell me that it was a wrong thing to do. Okay. It was not being eaten. It sincerely wasn't. But yeah, it got to the point where I would take my dad to eat at like some Asian restaurant, right? And dude didn't want to eat anything on the menu. I genuinely don't know what his issue was. Literally, I got my food and then we had to go next door to get him a burger. Like, what the fuck? Saving it for bad times. Okay, it was a bag of mini Pop-Tarts. Dude, Indian food's great. I fucking love Indian food. What's your favorite type of Indian food, Nyanika? What you like? What you like? I recently tried vindaloo. I've never had actually, that's a lie. I've had lamb before, but not within a curry. I had a lamb burger in Iceland. It was pretty alright. It had goat cheese on it though. I wasn't a big fan of goat cheese. Let me think. Let me check out the chat. What y'all saying currently? The moment you go to the Asian restaurant and hear barking for oh, okay, bud. Okay. I try Indian only like twice in your life. What'd you end up getting? Good thing people invented food, or you would probably have been. Yeah, I would have been hungry too. On God, I would have been famished if food hadn't been invented. If I'm getting Indian, I always like getting my curries. I have like 3 curries I cycle through usually. Some meat. Oh. Sweden is the place to try Indian food. Where'd you end up going in Sweden? I'm jelly. I love travel too. That's another big thing about me. If I talk about traveling, it is because I like it and I enjoy doing it. It's one of my biggest passions in life is to travel. If you don't see me for a while, it's probably because I am going off to go see something. So if I dip from stream for about a month or two, you probably can imagine I am off exploring some other country. It just happens sometimes. To be a mix of people. Oh yeah, for sure. Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. Is Virtual Escape from Sweden? I didn't know that. Are the people from the people that made Minecraft Swedish? I think I remember that slight little tidbit in the back of my head. Maybe I don't though, I don't remember. Yeah, okay, okay. Well, yeah. Obvi IKEA is Swedish. So, Condor, you're in Czechia. Nyanika, are you also an EU citizen? Where do you reside? Just so I remember my viewer demographic, and I want to talk about grocery chains in the EU. Yeah, okay. Polish? It's funny. It's funny because my stream, I can guarantee you right now, no one from the States most likely watches my stuff. No one from the States is gonna click a stream at 4 p.m. in the afternoon and be like, yes, I'm sitting at watching this while I work. No one's doing that. My entire audience is based on EU folks, that this is their time when they chill out. So like genuinely y'all just have like Contrada over here. Yeah. I mean, the main reason I like traveling is because I want to find somewhere else to live. I don't want to live in the US. This is why I work in Italy, so that eventually I can live within the EU if I keep picking up jobs within that sphere. Yeah. Not a fan of it. Not a fan of it personally, so you know, I do my time here and then I eventually leave. Oh yeah, genuinely. That's why I do it, because my audience is EU, and I like being able to talk with y'all. Jokers, thanks for the follow. I appreciate that. Welcome. I hope you're having a great day. Happy Thursday. How is it going, fam? How is it going? I think most Europeans do that. I have been in one relationship in my life. In my 20 years of life, I have had one relationship. And it was within this game. And it was a lovely individual from Austria. So I very much am accustomed to and accommodating to EU people, to say the least. I'm 23. 3 more. No, I'm 23. Yeah, Austria is nice. I am not going to turn 24 this year. It's going to be 23 part 2. Hence, my same opinions about my age. I've already said that to a lot of my friends that I'm not going to be 24. I'll be 23 part 2. We're not getting any older than 23. I think 23 is about the cusp of how I feel comfortable being. It's about at the cusp. Here's the thing. Life is so cool until you hit 18. And then you're like, fuck. I'm 19 this next year. Shit, I'm 20? The hell? 21. And then it just gets progressively worse until you realize you're 25 and you're like, what the fuck has been going on? Stop! Make it stop! And right now I'm within that, and I'm cycling. I'm cycling. Till 30 you're young, and then 30, 40 is middle, and the past 40. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Nyanika, when did you start to realize your age in life? Was it around the same time, or was it later for you? I asked this to my folks the other I want to say a couple months ago, and my folks gave me the answer of like 25, 30, or like, yeah, 25 and 30 was the more common answer. I'm curious what y'all think. Especially the older people that aren't Condor, because Condor's a fucking tiny 20-year-old. I don't exactly feel the youngest. I mean, I have a bachelor's degree and I'm getting a master's, you know. That's a big point in life. That doesn't feel young to me. From an educational standpoint, that seems crazy. Oh yeah, you're 6'3" or something, right? My bad. Giant youngling. Fucking massive young guy. Yes, I am. That's what my bachelor's degree is in. I have a bachelor's degree in the arts within anthropology and classical civilization. Anthropology is a branch of 5 subfields, one of which is archaeology. We have cultural anthropology, linguistical anthropology, biological anthropology, and applied anthropology, of which I specialize in cultural anthropology and archaeology. Sorry. The classics are obviously the Greco-Roman, Middle Eastern tradition uproot, historical, in a historical sense, like early Greek, Roman, Middle Eastern myth and legend, and just like culture. So that's where I specialize. That's why I worked in Italy. I had the qualifications to, hence because I've studied within the classics, and have this background in archaeology. But yeah, sorry, excuse me. I was ranting. Oh yeah, what is your archaeologist friend in? I gave you homework last time we talked about this. I remember now. And I apologize. I'm like super vocal today. I don't know what's going on. I'm usually kind of meek and timid. I'm like yelling at you. My bad. You have it. All right. Give me it. Just give me the qualification. To avoid confusion, biological anthropology's old name is physical anthropology. So if you know someone that's a physical anthropologist, that is a older way of saying they're a biological anthropologist. Same exact thing. Or like an osteologist. An osteologist is basically someone that studies human bones. I ran through a translator, so I specialize in medieval modern times, landscape archaeology. And then digging into the castle's function. Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay. I get it. I understand. Do you want me to explain it so it makes more sense to you? Or do you get it? Landscape archaeology is both site work and understanding how the landscape played into how a site functions. For example, this dude works with castles. So they want to see how the landscape reflects having this massive castle in a village to it. How the landscape reflects this. That is what they're interested in. And that's what their research is. Oh, yeah, I mean, I explained it very bare bones. But that's essentially what they're meaning there. For example, if they were to work on one of my sites, I used to work, or I have a site within this place called Popolonia Stazione, which is a very small town of north-ish Tuscany near Elba, about, I want to say, 15-20 minutes outside of Piombino, and then you take a ferry about an hour to Elba. It's within the sphere. But there's a little known, somewhat known. There's like an archaeological museum, technically pop up there, archaeological park. That's where I'm looking for. But it is of a fortress. It is of a ancient fortress to ward off pirates from the sea. It is built right onto the coast, and basically it was built to prevent pirating in ancient Roman days. So your friend would be interested in how that functions with the rest of society. There's this big fortress. What was it used for? How is the landscape reflected in it? It's on a massive cliffside. You know, you can start to piece together its strategic position. Why is it positioned here and not over on that cliff face? What is the advantage of it being here versus there? And et cetera, et cetera. You know, the questions keep coming, especially if you know how to ask them. Could you keep small things? Ethically, it's not necessarily allowed. Ethically, you're not meant to take anything as archaeologists. You unearth it, you discover it, you record it, and then you either give it to a museum or just, put it back in situ for further analysis. Most of the stuff that you dig up within sites will be put in a storehouse near said site. For example, we have a bunch of artifacts within like a base. We called it like a tab, a temporary archaeological base, planted at the site. And you'd throw the stuff in there, usually. Not allowed, but... A dice? No. I don't think... A coin is actually incredibly valuable. I wouldn't consider taking a coin. If you're gonna take anything from a site... And I really don't advise this because a lot of people will go on Nature Tales and take arrowheads, and that takes them out of their context. So when people pass by and they realize something's been taken and they don't exactly know what was there in the first place, and they can't tell you the exact story of it. But reasonably, I don't want to say there are stuff that you could take because like there isn't necessarily a lot. I mean. You could take a stone. Most stones aren't worked on sites. I mean, if you really want to commemorate something, but that's pretty much it. Yeah. A lot of archaeology is valued in the fact that, for example, what's a good example? These lights here on this right side, right? These two lights. If I were to take one of these out of here, assuming these were old, right? Assuming these are old, and I took one out, and this was buried on top with 15 meters of sediment, and you dig down and you find one, and then you go up to the next flight of whatever you consider stairs and you don't find another, you will lose the context of there meaning to be two here. And thus, whenever you try to analyze it, you don't exactly get the full picture from the material you're presented with. If that makes sense. I mean, friend gets to keep a small thing because profession said. Oh, yeah. Here's the thing. If you really want to take something from a site, if you actually work on it, and they toss something, like, say... my sites would toss roof tiles because everywhere has roof tiles. That's the first thing that happens to a building. It caves in. The roof falls in on itself. You have to sort through so many roof tiles to actually find what's under it. So most of the time, they would just be tossed. So if you really wanted something, you could just... I mean, that's like the most feasible thing in my mind. If that makes sense. I mean, of the woodwork... wood's kind of valuable for carbon dating, but... If it's something mass-produced, and it's not unique in any sense, for example, like a roof tile, I don't want to say you can take it, but it's less of an ethical dilemma. A toy is also very valuable. I mean, a toy tells you that children were on this property at some point, right? Assuming it's a dwelling or a house, that tells you that there was some type of social hierarchy within the house itself. Look who gave me shit for stealing snacks earlier, and now you're talking about taking a toy from an archaeological site. I see where your motives lie, boy. I see where they lie. Yes, the people that were living in said establishment have died long ago and do not serve any or have any purpose or use of said items you find there. However, they're incredibly valuable for people that do analysis of said sites. Hence, they really should be kept in situ, or just like photographed and recorded where they are, and kept on site so you can understand the further context of what they were. For example, you mentioned a toy. What is this toy? Are we talking a wooden material, a metal material, some other in between? Are we talking about handcrafted? Are we talking about mass-produced? What exactly is this functionality? Say if it's a Coke bottle. Like, of course you don't need a fucking Coke bottle. You can toss it. But if it's something individual, that's where the value lies. Dice ceramic. See, those are quite nice. Those I would keep. I wouldn't keep for myself. I would keep for further analysis and put it in the little bay. But it really depends on what your site has. For example, the games that my site had the same site I was talking about with the fortress, right? They had these little bronze tokens, very tiny, even smaller than the coins we found. They were about, I don't even want to say they were this big in reference to my hand here, because I feel like that doesn't do it any justice. They were just these little, small, green, cylindrical, coin-shaped objects. And they weren't coins because coins weren't copper. Actually, they were copper, but they didn't erode this quickly. A graveyard? What, they did find bones there? They find human remains? Because that's another hubbub of ethical dilemma that I'll explain if you mean that as true. But yeah, my site, or one of my sites, I've worked on multiple, but one of them had these green copper game tokens that were discovered, and I think we found maybe 5 to 7 during our excursion there about a year ago. I think it was around that. Oh yeah, I mean, if your friend was doing volunteer work or just like site work, but not as a sighted professional on site, they would be shimmied off for that. Firstly, to make sure the grave or the body is not recent, you would bring the cops up first to make sure that someone hadn't dropped a body there. Just to make sure it was someone that wasn't just recently deceased and that got dumped out of this place. After that, you would carefully uncover it. If it's an indigenous remain, you wouldn't touch it. You would contact, if it was an indigenous, you'd contact local leaders and tell them that we found a body here. What do you want us to do with it? If they want to move it to a different site, if we do that. If they want it to stay there and not be uncovered, we do that. If they want it to be researched further, we do that. It is ultimately up to those descendants of a certain indigenous peoples. However, if it's something like a European medieval grave site, after the police come and go, it's more so free game. That was some house, or I don't know. Then found bodies, body engraved or something. Yeah, I mean, that sometimes happens. I didn't find any bodies personally in my experience in archaeology quite yet. However, I found a cow cranium. We found something that looked arguably like a skull, but it was a cow cranium. Like the top of a cow cranium. We all got freaked out about it for a while until we were like, oh, that's just a cow. The cranium. Yeah, the roof of the skull, like here. Just about. Like how it has that oblong shape. We saw like a bone with an oblong shape like that. We're like, oh, that could be human. And then we uncovered it further and it was a cow. So we were safe. I hope I explain it in such a way that y'all understand. I don't mean to speak in any specialized type of manner. I encourage that people get into or become interested in what I love. It's my passion after all, so. It's nice when people ask about it. Value to society from history. Oh yeah, yeah. For certain. That's something Indiana Jones and whatnot of Hollywood fictionalized archaeology gets wrong, in the sense that they feel like everything is kind of up for taking when a lot of it isn't necessarily to the same extent as you'd imagine. Individual value of reading. Sorry. I just speak a lot on this topic. Don't eat it. Albeit a lot of historians sometimes drink the wine they find on sites. I wouldn't recommend it though. Wine preserves pretty well. Honey as well. Those don't expire. Don't eat a bone though. Oh no, yeah, he is. Would use to make an I think I should use regular. One of them was a cranium. Oh, I see. Okay, I get what the joke is now. Don't eat the bones. No, bad Condor. Where's Emmy when I need her? I need her to take you out back to teach you some manners about respecting your elders. Thank you, Nyanika. She'll check it out. No, whoa, what's so bad about Emmy? What's so bad about Emmy Condor? Emmy's scary. It's bad of me saying when that happens. I just like sit back in my seat. I don't even chat with the chat anymore. I just grab a bag of popcorn and I just go at it. When I see that chat start, I'm like, oh yeah, we get to the good bit now. What is that? Okay, never mind. I was about to say something's happening. Yeah. I think that's posted in the media tab, right? Yeah. I'm pretty sure you did that. Or am I mistaken myself? I think it's here somewhere. Yeah, it is here. Oh wait, maybe it isn't. That was the banned food stuff. Y'all, do I get Black Mesa? It's only $2 on Steam. Someone answer Blob in Gen Chat. I did play it on stream, so. Is that the music? Hold on. We're pausing this. Do you guys hear like the little like pickaxe noise kind of? Was that from the music? Yes. I think. No? No, it is not. Alright, 1 second. I'm gonna go check on that. I'll be right back. Hola. ¿Qué tal? Vierchat camera. I am back. How you doing? How you doing? So I figured out what it was. And let me say it was a... I looked out the window and I'm like, oh, it's literally this fat ass fucking squirrel going at it at the bird feeder. I'm like, damn, man is a giant. I was like, what is that noise? Man was like fiending. Yeah, they're pretty wild. They big dudes. Big chunky friends. That's her blob. It's a very wild squirrel indeed. It was going feral on the feeder, fam. It was like, ever seen those like TikToks where the squirrel like does the like causes the bird feeder to like spin around like for ages, and it's just like, man is just in a cyclone almost type deal. I've seen those. Those are wild. I like those. There you go. Conda, does your medieval archaeologist friend work in Czechia, or where do they work? Squirrels only in forests. They're kind of just everywhere here. Oh, in Italy as well? Okay, I mean, yeah, there are plenty of castles in Italy. If anyone wants to Google a castle I went to, or a big fortress I went to one time, it's called Popolonia Alta. The dice? Oh, okay, okay. Nishnanika, that is on the Discord. For those that aren't in it, it is free to use, free to vibe. I chat there occasionally. Also, that's where you see my live notifications. Popolonia Alta, yeah. Heights. Almost, like, it's called tall. Popolonia Tal. Alta is like big, huge, massive. It's basically just mentioning that it is on a hill. It's a very pretty area. Oh man, I should have gone to Volterra. I forgot it was so close. It's also called Castello di Popolonia, if that's easier. It's the first thing that shows up if you Google it on TripAdvisor. Yee! It was fun. It was a good day. It was a good day. They have a very very in-depth Etruscan museum. Etruscan Roman museum within the castle itself. It's really cool. And I believe I had some nice focaccia that day, if I do recall so. I had some based focaccia. It's quite cozy. Minecraft 2 weeks will hit, you'll build it? Damn. If you end up doing that, send me a picture. That sounds fun. I've been to the top of it too. I've been on top of the spire that you see in the picture. You can see the entire coast if you go up there. It's crazy. I should keep with study. What exactly do you want to do, Condor? What's your aspiration within your studying? What exactly is the end goal? Yeah. Do you just want to get into the workforce? Is that what you're trying to say? Yeah, sometimes a lot of people don't end up knowing. A lot of people don't know Young in Life, so I wouldn't blame yourself for that. It's a tough call, but eventually a lot of people go into university undecided as to what they want to study and find what they're passionate there for. So it's ultimately up if you want to like risk that or if you just want to start working, you know? You want to get more on your own feet? Oh, yeah, that's understandable. That's understandable. I completely get that. So maybe university is something that you can think about later in life if it comes back up at that point, you know? Yeah. Throw it up in media. We did talk about the maggots in media a couple weeks ago. That was an interesting conversation. Psychology? Okay. Man, you're going for a lot of universities. 12 of them, in fact. That's crazy. Well, yeah. You can just assess what your responses from applications end up being, you know, and then go from there at that point, you know. Even if you're going into psychology initially, it doesn't mean you have to stick with it. If you don't want to get into psychology. For example, I went into college, university, knowing that I wanted to do anthropology. That is my low end goal. That is what I wanted to do. Because I dual enrolled during high school and took one class called cultural anthropology with a professor that I love very near and dearly. Hence, the only reason I got into anthropology was because of this person and their encouraging thoughts about my perspectives on this field. I had something to add to it, and they made it very clear that I would do well in it. Physiotherapist. Okay, yeah. And then I got to university knowing what I wanted to do in anthropology, and then I take one class in mythology, and my mind takes a leap back because, hey, this is fun too. I like classics. This is a cool thing. And then I decided to double major, and look where I am now. Well, that's just how the dice rolls itself sometimes, don't it? Yeah. Again, back when I was in high school, especially during my early days of high school, I said I wanted to be a physicist. And man, I'm not a science person at all anymore, man. I lost that motivation after I didn't do well in math. I was like the peak ace of the class in mathematics until calculus came around, and then I was like, this don't make sense. My brain can't make sense of whatever this fucking shit type of mathematics is. I have a rage boner for calculus. It's not fun. I also dropped something. Hold on. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I was kind of at a loss for a while, and I was like, well, this has been my bandwagon for a while. I don't know what I should do because I don't want to stick with it because I don't find myself entertained by this type of topic anymore, you know? At least to the same degree. And then I switched completely to the social sciences, and I've been happy since. So, I mean, you know, it takes time. It takes time and it takes trial and error, but, you know, eventually you find something. Even if you don't, like, it's not a hurtful experience to try, at the very least. It feels stupid often. I feel like a lot of people do feel that way. That isn't something necessarily you can control. You can realize that you're not, but, you know, there's only so much of convincing that other people can try to say that, you know, will actually impact you. Yeah. Apologies, I was drinking a lot of water because holy is it warm. I've started to sweat, folks. The sales are up. The perfect scenario where I'm a streamer, but I don't know how real that is. I mean, you can start it as a hobby. Ultimately, you don't know what's gonna happen until you eventually try it, you know? Like, I have began to stream because, well, it's something to do, you know? While I am waiting to move to graduate school. It is a nice little thingy to do. But hey, it's been fun. It's been fun. I've been enjoying it. So, you know, you never know until you actually go about and try it. Ultimately, I wouldn't exactly put all your eggs in one basket. So, diversifying your portfolio is essentially probably your best scenario. Hence, having experience doing public speaking / streaming versus having specialized knowledge in such and such, and maybe some type of mathematics skill and or just like general social skill, you know, that all conglomerates itself into like a good portfolio. It doesn't have to be exactly one thing you're good at. No, shy's the people person's a maybe. I mean, from how you've experienced in chat, I don't mean to tell you this in a negative way, Condor, but it says my stream recap says that you're my top chatter. Just putting that out there. You talk a lot here, so I think you are pretty social. To at least some degree. Not to oust you or anything, but I looked at my Twitch recap like a week ago and I was like, huh. Top chatter, Condor, huh. That makes sense. Well, here's the deal. It might just be one person on stream, you know? You exactly never know that. Especially having this parallel between reading chat over here and talking within my own space here. There's a lot more means to express yourself in an extroverted way. It isn't exactly the most daunting thing to do. I don't know. Maybe that's just because of my personality, but I've never seen it as daunting to talk to audiences within online sphere. Within, like, a class sense, say if I'm presenting or, like, speaking to people outside of the sphere, it's more daunting. I mean, you have this person in my face. However, I mean, I can rely on my experiences here to help with that as well. Hey, I mean, you can't fault yourself for that, and people do enjoy that as well. I mean, you see how many people enjoy when I get flustered? Like take example from my stream. You know how many people chuckle themselves when they see me just go mental off of like things that people do in chat? People think that's content. I'm just putting that out there. If it's solely your only base of income, I wouldn't say so. I would say pick it up as a hobby first, and then if it takes off, then you switch to a full-time. Yeah. Streaming is unfeasible as a sole piece of income until you get to a certain echelon, which is broken through a lot of dedication. So if you're on a no-life stream, then I suppose you could get there. But, you know, it takes a long time. Don't think it's going to be an easy process. It's much better started off as something that you do on the side and grow up gradually versus trying to hard focus it. You're not doomed. You're not doomed. You're so young in life, you'll figure out what you want to do. You'll be fine. You'll be fine. POV, your streamer teaches you life advice. The stream. That's crazy. W stream? Alright, Sly, if you say so. If you say so. I'm just trying to be a little bit motivational as well. I'm just trying to be helpful. Could know to just survive in forests and don't think of anything. Yeah, just become a forest streamer. Become one of those wilderness streamers that has like a 24-hour live camera and just like, you know, build your little camp base and whatnot. People watch those. How you doing, Sly? Welcome. Hope you're well, hope you're well. How was your Thursday? We are vibing, we're talking about life advice. alright. I'm alright. I'm doing alright. I'm doing pretty well. It is about 90 degrees in this room, so we'll see how long I last for stream. But for now, I'm getting slightly sweaty. So we may not last that much longer. However, we shall try. We shall bear with it for a bit. How legal? I mean, some people stream wilderness vlogs or whatnot. What are you sniffing for? What's that about, huh? I mentioned I sweat once. Maybe you weren't wrong about that bottling up the sweat thing, Condor. Maybe you weren't wrong about that. Hold up. Survive from streaming, break into museums. Don't see. I would not encourage that career path. Personally, not a fan of that one. Okay, bud. Wow. Okay, bud. Okay, bud. Okay, calm down. Calm down. Calm down. I'll have you know I took a shower earlier and it was magnificent. So you're smelling some nice body wash. I think it's lemongrass flavored. Or scented, I guess. No, here's the thing. I get really put off by cringe content or stuff I consider cringe content. Like, you know, when people do like urban exploration or just being in trespassing in places that they aren't supposed to be, that cringes me out a lot of the time. It really puts me off of watching that type of stuff. Proof of what? That I showered? How am I meant to prove that? A picture of the shower? You gotcha, buddy. I'll send you a picture of my shower. I'll send you a picture of my shower head, to be specific. I'll actually make a video of me turning on the shower head and you getting doused with water. Here you go. You're good. You're good. I got you, bud. Mission Impossible. Oh my gosh. I don't want to watch you eat bones. That's not my forte. Yeah, I'll just go ruin my phone for the bit real fast. Hold up. A cutlery? Alright, so you're gonna be like a knife eater? You're gonna do one of those knife swallowing things? I wouldn't be pleased with any of that, fam. Can't butter me up by saying, oh, it's just a little coin. No, coins are pretty good. I like coins. Also, I don't think they're good for your digestive tract. I don't think they get broken down and processed. Last time I checked. I'm not picky. I'm just very strict that you don't eat things from museums. Unless they have a food court. Then maybe you can eat something. Maybe, if you're good that day. Like coins. Oh my gosh. Leg? Hello? You're back. I was about to say. Start human trafficking? Okay. Okay. Okay, I think you're getting a little bit extreme here, fam. I feel like we had good ideas, and now we're getting to worse ideas. I feel like we had good ideas, and now we're just going back on ourselves. Oh, my tracking is just not liking me now. Okay. There we go. Front of schools. Yeah. Cut it off, man. The physiopsychology thing was better. This one just seems like you're gonna get arrested. I don't like that one. No, you're fine, you're fine. I was doing a bit, you're good. Physiotherapy? What are you winking for that? What about that's winking behavior, huh? We may be hitting the last of this heat wave here. I will be moving my setup to a new room very soon, so don't worry about this impacting future streams. It shouldn't. Now wink. Okay, buddy. But for the meantime, I think we will be calling stream now because it's hot and I want to take another shower, honestly. Oh, this heat drags, fam. This heat drags. I will be raiding someone, so stick around. Join your little raid. No, we're raiding Condor. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'll be back tomorrow, too. It's gonna be day 45 tomorrow. You're in crisis? Okay. We're gonna be raiding someone, so you won't be in crisis much longer. Don't worry, don't worry. I want to mention something, though. Today is day 45 of 56. Sorry, so tomorrow's gonna be 45 of 56. That means in 11 days' time, we will have our 24-hour stream. For those that would like to be present here at the 24-hour stream, that will be the 27th of this month. So mark your calendars. It's gonna be something. It's gonna be a Tuesday. I'm pretty sure that's Tuesday the 27th. Yes. What are you mean, Condor? Shush. You're great. You're great. Also, like, I wouldn't have anything in chat to talk about if you didn't chat half the time. I'm just saying, top chatter for a reason. Good job, fam. You have final graduation? Oh, good shit, good shit. Thank you, Car. We'll be raiding, so I hope y'all have a great rest of your day. I will see you tomorrow. And for the moment, I will see you. Have a lovely rest of your day.